Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mystery Monday. Sorry, I'm a little late. Hold on one second. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, here we go. Okay, without further ado. Hello, hello, hello. All right, you guys. So, Debbie's still not with us today. She hopes to be back by Wednesday, but you're stuck with just me today again. I know, it's terrible. But hi, everybody. Welcome, Mystery Monday. So let's just get the basics out of the way. You must be 18 or older to receive a reading. We do not do any legal or medical. Okay. We do not do any questions that have somebody else's personal information in it. So no names or any info about another person other than yourself. Okay, so if you're going to ask a question with about another person and you want to know something, you just put like person of interest, person on my mind, lover. You can put their initial even, just no names. Okay. No personal info about anyone else other than yourself. What else? Oh, please like the video, hit the thumbs up, very important, and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Everything's scrolling below, so you can see that. These are free readings at the end of the day, so we want to make sure everybody has an equal opportunity. We accept donations, and they are encouraged and much appreciated, but not required. It's not going to affect the quality of reading you get. You're not going to get put on a higher list or anything because you made a donation. We just randomly select. But yeah, you just enter in the chat your question and you may get randomly selected for a reading. But it's Mystery Monday. So hold on, let's see who's in here. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kim Lunzer and Kim Bracken. Hi, Yasmina. Hi, hello. Hey, hi, hello. How you doing? Um, that's somebody's name in here. It says hello. Hey, hi, hello. Um, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Blair. Let's see. Blair says, "Hi, Maddie. My friend recommended you, and I asked for a 3-month reading. She loved hers last week." Okay. All right. Well, tell your friend thank you for the recommendation. And yes, I will get to you. Hold on one second, though. Hi, Tracy. Okay. It is Mystery Monday. So we're going to have some mystery questions. I have a series of questions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to ask them throughout the stream. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Which one do I want to ask first? These are ridiculous. Okay. All right. Absolutely ridiculous. Um, you guys, what do you think? Should we give the answers all at the end, or should we do them, right after each one? Put in the chat if you want the answers all at the end, or if it would be. Oh, Kim says that. Oh, thank you, Kim Bracken, for recommending to your friend. You're amazing. Um, okay, yeah. So, do you want the answers all at the end, or do you want to do them the answer after each question? Because I'm going to spread the questions out throughout the show. So, let me know. Let me know. All at Sherry says all at the end. That's what I'm kind of. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Yasmina says all at the end. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with that too because that's what I was kind of thinking. Okay. All right. So The first one, sorry, Blair, we're going to do them all at the end. The first one, well, they're all ridiculous, but this one's really funny. Okay. It says, got a fat butt. There's a better chance that you will A, get bumped from a flight if you don't fit in the seat. B, have your intestines sucked out while sitting on an airplane toilet. C, have a hard time pooping because household toilets are getting smaller. Or D, be naturally smarter than someone without a big butt. Which one? Which one? I'm going to write my answers down. Hold on. We're going to, because I'm not going to look either until I haven't. This is like a new game I got, and it's just a bunch of trivia questions. Oh my gosh, I can't get this out. Sorry, guys. And so I don't even know the answers to these. And granted, I could look, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna play with y'all. Okay, hold on. I'll look at the end with everybody. Okay. So I'm gonna go over the one more time. So it says, got a fat butt. There's a better chance that you'll A, get bumped from a flight if you don't fit in the seat. B, have your intestines sucked out while sitting on an airplane toilet. C, have a hard time pooping because household toilets are getting smaller. And D, be naturally smarter than someone without a big butt. I'm going to go with D because obviously, no, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm going to go with A, get bumped from a flight if you don't fit in the seat. That kind of seems like it sounds the most correct, but also sounds like really discriminatory. It's messed up, but that's the answer I'm going to put here. Okay, so first question, I'm going to put A. All right, but we'll go over it at the end and see. Okay, anyway. Yeah, Sherry says A too. A, yeah, I'm thinking it's A. Marianne says, where do you find these things? Honestly, I have like a lot of like crazy games, like really weird games, but this one I got as a gift, so I don't know where it was found. Kim says C. So does Marijana, and okay. Kim Lunzer says they would have to pay for 2 seats. Yeah, right. Actually, that's what I would think. Because like, isn't that how like seating on a plane is like charged? Like the rate you get is like based on how many people are flying and how many seats are available and like not right. I think I'm not really sure, but at the same time, yeah, I don't want to get into all that, but yeah. Anyway, I think A is the answer. We'll get back to it though. Anyway, I'm gonna pick somebody for a reading. Hi, Carlos. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for sharing. Yeah, share the show, you guys. Greatly appreciated. And send Debbie, as a collective right now, everybody here, send Debbie all your, healing energy and positive energy, and hope that she gets back on Wednesday. She's still feeling, a little down, but she, is going strong, and hopefully we'll be back here Wednesday. So send it all to her right now as a group, and I'm sure she'll receive that and feel that. Okay, give me 1 second. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a great Monday. It is a beautiful day today in sunny San Diego. All right, let's see. Who we gonna pick? Oh, Blair said, okay, here we go. Blair. Hi, Maddie. My friend recommended you. Kim recommended you. And you're wanting a 3-month reading. Okay. All right, Blair. Let's see. All right. Give me just a moment. Okay. Oh, here we go. Blair. You got the Seven of Cups and the Six of Swords. Okay, so what is, I don't even know. I like can't keep up. August. It is August. So we're gonna do half to half, like halfway through the month to halfway through the month. So August to September, halfway through. September to October, halfway through. October to November, halfway through. That's gonna be your 3 months, okay? The timeline. So for the next 30 days until the middle of September, we've got the Seven of Cups, Six of Swords. I'm going to pull clarifier cards as well, but I'm going to pull all the cards first. So, for September to October, we got the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups. And then October, November. Oh, there's Debbie. Look. She's here in spirit, guys. There's Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Everybody sent you nice healing energy in the comments, if you can see. Please share the show, you guys, per Debbie's request. All right. For October, November, you got the Ten of Wands. And Strength. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Five of Swords. Okay. All right. Blair, you're facing something right now. There's a time, it's a time to like really, oh, you guys, the sun's going to be like coming in my face for just a moment. So just, deal with that. But, this is the time right now for you to really look at your choices. There's good choices, there's bad choices. You are, you've been through enough in your life, and you're well at your. I'm sorry, you're at the grown age that you're at to know well enough what a good choice and what a bad choice is. We know how our behavior is going to get whatever reaction. We know sometimes in the moment we choose to still behave poorly, or we act out in anger, or we act out emotionally in some way. But we knew better. We know we know what's going to come of our choices, right? Most of the time, majority of the time. So right now is really time to just look at that and make sure you're making the right ones that you want, that align with who you want to be, what the circumstances, whatever they may be, align with with your higher self, what you want, where you're going, what your journey is, what your goals are, whatever it may be. There's a transition that is happening right now. A lot of transitional change, something that is being, it's like I'm getting like partially like there's a letting go of something, walking away from something, or it could just even be a struggle that's been happening, some sort of conflict struggle, and that old way, that old pattern, that old cycle might be what you're walking away from, letting it go. It doesn't necessarily mean you're walking away from the entire thing, or like if it has to do with the person that you're walking away from, that person. It could just be that you're making different choices to leave an old way behind, and this is really highlighted right now. This is something that you've been working on. Something keeps happening and you're just sick of it, and so you're finally taking that action to make sure that you don't get in that cycle, stuck in that cycle anymore. I'm gonna pull a clarifying card. Yeah, this is something. Okay, so I do think it might have to do with the person. Actually, I'm getting that more. This is something that you just continually butt heads about. It's a stalemate. And it's like, okay, no matter what I'm trying here, it just doesn't seem to be working. It doesn't necessarily need to be in a relationship. This could be with a business partnership. This could be in your career. This could, but you keep hitting the same wall. And if this is not something that you've found the way around this wall yet, that's what's coming over this next 30 days. You're gonna make different choice. You're gonna realize what choices you've been making that affect this and that lead to this outcome, and you're going to make different choices, and you're going to let go of that old pattern. This is transformational and very how do I say? This is very pivotal for you. A very pivotal moment. I'm going to clarify with my Prism Oracle. Confidence. Maybe you haven't had the confidence to do this in the past. Maybe you felt like you had to stay somewhere. Maybe you felt like you had to say yes or to a certain thing. Maybe you felt like you had to put up with a certain behavior. Maybe you felt like you couldn't do better, or you just couldn't find the words, didn't want to upset anybody, ruffle feathers, whatever it may be. It had to do with a lack of confidence in yourself and your power and your voice and your ability to set boundaries and your ability to take control of the situation. You know, I want to discuss something. I'm going to go through your whole reading first, but at the very end, I have something I think might help you. But so for how do you say? I forgot the months. Oh, for September to October, we've got the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups. This is making me think more that I think it has to do, you might be walking away from somebody or a relationship, maybe. Maybe a relationship is on its way out. There's some sort of emotional awakening surrounding whether this is a internal battle or a relationship to another person or at work. You're walking away from it. It does, I said earlier, the transition doesn't necessarily mean you're walking away, and I'm clarifying now. It does look like actually you just don't do it right away. So this is like in October, I'm sorry, September to October. It looks like you have some sort of change of heart or change of feelings. Your feelings change and you start to see things differently, and you realize, you know, I don't have to stagnate here. I don't have to keep trying. You may have wanted to in the beginning, but it looks like you're going to walk away from this situation. It's just not coming out here for sure. Usually it's so clear, but it's not coming out here for sure telling me that this is with a person. Can you clarify in the comments? Is this having to do with like a rocky relationship? Because that might determine how I continue to what direction I take this. It does look like your intuition comes through strong. You have a strong intuitive message over the course of September to October. You've telling you that you the love that you have within you and the great things that you have within you, the qualities, those are innate within you. If you said more in change of career. Okay, gotcha. That's why a person's not coming out here. Okay, so these qualities that you have, they are taken, you feel like they might be taken advantage of. You feel like you might not be seen for all that you do. You might feel like you're overlooked in some way. And that makes sense now about the confidence, because that can stem over to things like a fear of the unknown. You're not confident that you will be able to find something as stable, maybe. Not necessarily that you don't have confidence in the self. But either way, it does look like you do make the choice to walk. And this is because your intuition is strongly pulling you. You're getting this into, and so I want to make it clear. Your intuition is so, it's what tries to guide you to the, how do you say? It is what tries to guide you to your greatest good. And so you might have this thought where you're like, that was a crazy thought. And I'm not gonna, like, it'll be like, quit your job and move across the country. And then you'll be like, your ego immediately comes in and is like, hold on, don't do that. That's a bad idea. You don't have a job across the country. You're going to end up homeless. What are you going to do with your dog? And this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And it just goes on and on and on and tells you all the reasons you shouldn't do that. But that's the thing, is that little fleeting thought in the beginning that sounds like it might be crazy, or the one that you start to doubt, that thought that comes in and then you're like, oh, no, no, no. You're like, you're going to be this famous star, and then you're like, you need to talk to that person and put yourself out there, and you're like, oh no, my gosh, they'll never talk to me, or whatever it may be. That's your intuition talking. That's your intuition trying to guide you to your greatest good. And so this little message keeps popping up, and then you go in and you start doubting it in all these different ways, and you start saying, well, that's not going to work out because of this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And that's you. So this message is going to become so strong. I think this has already been happening for you, and you already know what I'm talking about. You already know what that message is. It's just going to be so strong that you're going to be pulled to do so. Let's see. Yeah, because it's not, the passion's not there. There's this lack of fulfillment in the space you're in, and you realize that you want to follow, you don't want to be in a place where you're going to feel like it's shriveling at you up and the life out of you, and that it's just like, ugh, I just dread it. There's nothing worse than that. So this is the reason. And you're going to feel, so it's going to have such a boost in your confidence. So in between November, October to November, that's when you're going to have this extreme boost in confidence and self and your strength and your inner strength. You're going to feel like you've overcome something. There's a cycle that ends here, the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands shows an ending, but it also talks about feeling overwhelmed and having to go uphill both ways and feeling burnt out. Now, this is not how between October to November is going to go. It's saying that you are going to finally feel strong for getting out of that cycle. That's the cycle you've been in. And it's painful. And that's when you're going to have to take the time to process that. Process that pain. Acknowledge it. A lot of people, you may not refer to it as pain, but you know, it was stressful. So let's call it stress. It was stress. You got to process that, acknowledge it, acknowledge the feelings. If feelings are not acknowledged and they're not expressed, then they stay in the body and they turn into physical ailments over time. You would be surprised, and there's much scientific evidence to prove this, that it is, internalized emotions turn into real physical, measurable ailments in our bodies. So this pain, look here, the burnout, the stress, 10 of Wands, you're going to feel really good about having finally stepped out of that strength. But the Hanged Muse, or the Hanged Man in the original deck, you're going to have to let go of something that you've carried with you, and that is the pain. So it's time for processing. And what that pain consists of, Five of Swords. Five of Swords, resentment. There's a lot of resentment here, and resentment's so interesting. It's the silent killer. It builds up and it builds up and it builds up, and we don't know it's building up. It's not something you can measure and go, I can, if you have a lot of self-awareness, you might be able to say, I feel like I'm becoming resentful, but you still don't know the exact, the weight of it, and how just quite how resentful. So resentment is it's just very silent, and very, very it's quick because it comes on so silently, so it feels like it's like, oh gosh, it's all here all of a sudden. And then it's really hard to I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's more difficult, one of the more difficult feelings to process and let go of. So you're going to need some time to address this in yourself. Okay. um well, ultimately you made the right choice. It does look like you stay committed to this. The Hierophant is here, and then again the High Priestess comes out. So again, you are definitely following your intuition. So whatever message you continually have been getting, or that little thought that you continually have been getting, it's the one you need. You need to take that path, make that decision, face the fear, and just trust the process. Trust in the process. It's the right choice for you. Um, and you've been wanting to do it now for a while. Okay, that's all I have for you. I wanted to touch on one thing though, and this is for everybody. The power, the power of paradox. The power of paradox. When I was saying, um, you may not have the faith or the confidence and about the path, not necessarily in self, but about the path, whether or not it's in self or whatever. You may not try, this for anybody. You may not trust other people. You may not trust something. You may not feel like you have confidence. You feel like you lack confidence, or you may feel like you are trapped, or you don't have control over something, or you're not in control of your life. Whatever the feeling may be, here's the power of paradox. And I think this is so beautiful. You can't have a lack of trust. You can't have that. You can have an experience where where trust was lacking. However, you're trusting that to be, the way it is. So you are actively trusting that you're not able to trust. Does that see that? It's paradox. If you may feel like you lack confidence, but you're very confident in that. You're very confident that you lack confidence. See? Or you may feel like you're out of control, but you're controlling that narrative. And by the choices you're making, you're not taking your power back, or whatever it may be. See, the power of paradox is so you can see that whatever you feel like you're lacking or you're not able to do, you can recognize that you're actually doing the very thing in the moment, actively, every single day, on a daily basis. So you have no issue. These things are in us. We have no issues doing it. It's just a matter of how we mentally frame things, and it's a matter of where we put our focus to. It's not a matter of like, I can't trust people. No, you don't lack trust. You're trusting that statement you just said. You have a lot of trust in that statement you just said. So just think about it that way. It's just so you can recognize and mentally reframe the way you look at these sorts of emotions or feelings or circumstances, and kind of take some of that power back, and get out of that negative feedback loop, that negative reinforcing cycle that continually negatively reinforces this like negative, this you know idea that just isn't true. It's something we've constructed. Again, I'm not denying anybody's experiences. You may have had an experience where there was trust that was lacking. However, it's also just as true that not every single person in the world is the same, and you can't project an experience you had with one person onto everybody you meet in the future, because at that point it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you're literally, by way of viewing the world that way, going to experience the world that way. So something to think about, a little food for thought. I thought it was beautiful. Anyway, we're going to go to our second question. All right, so let's see. All right, we're going to do this one. All right, it's totally possible to die of a broken heart, but which of these is not a symptom? A, irregular heartbeat. B, numbness in fingers. C, shortness of breath. Or D, chest pain. It's totally possible to die of a broken heart, but which of these is not a symptom? A, irregular heartbeat. B, numbness in fingers. C, shortness of breath. D, chest pain. I'm gonna say irregular heartbeat, numbness in fingers, shortness of breath, chest pain. I'm gonna say numbness in fingers because it's the only one that doesn't have to do with the like chest area, I guess. Numbness in fingers. Was that B? Yeah, B. Okay, I'm gonna go with B. Anyway, we'll find out at the end. It's a mystery. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna pick somebody for a reading. Sherry. I was here on Friday, did not get a chance to get a reading. All right, Sherry, well, here you go. Okay. All righty, let's see. Laura Antonio. Hi, I don't think I recognize your name, but I see you're saying hello, Maddie. Hi. Welcome. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy the show. Please share. Please like the show. Yeah, guys, if you're new here, must be 18 or older to receive a reading. Don't put anybody's personal name. We don't do legal or medical. And please like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. Please, please, and thank you. All the information is scrolling below, so you can see. All right, so Sherry, let's see. Ooh. The Three of Voices or the Three of Swords came out here. Awakening, which is equivalent to the Judgment card. So Three of Swords, Judgment, oh, and 10 of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Hold on one second. Okay. Sherry. There's been... Are you going through a breakup, Sherry? Are you still dealing with like the feelings of that, of something that happened? Either that, or are you currently going through a rough time with like family or something? Is there like a fight or like somebody you're not speaking to? I just want to see if I'm reading this right. Okay, no breakup. Okay. There's something here that has hurt you though. There's some sort of sadness. I don't, and this could maybe just be in general. I mean, I'm not sure, but what it might have to stem from family. Either way, there's something that is there's something that has hurt your feelings. Maybe you're just feeling down. Oh, your son's going to the army. Okay, I see. So you have a lot of you have a okay. You say you've been crying. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, like, look, literally. I know there's a sadness here. Okay, so you that makes sense. Okay, so there's a lot of sadness here. You don't want you feeling like you have a lot of fear. Um, and you're feeling like this like extreme how do I say? You since you told me what it is, I can now read this much clearer with that bit of info. The thing is that you, as a mother, you want to protect. And you're feeling like that's just being stripped away from you right now. You feel like I can't protect him in that sense. In this, in this time or when that's happening. And so this this responsibility that you innately feel here, you feel like it's just being kind of shattered in a way. And this is hitting really deep. This is like hitting like to like a foundational level. The 10 of Pentacles talks about foundations and in the family, like the roots. Um and you're really having a hard time with this change. This is something that you didn't you didn't really you knew about it because it's been discussed here and there, maybe like loosely, but you never really thought like it was gonna really actually happen. um you don't know how to deal with it. You just wished it, you kind of wished it. You, every time you would hear about it or anytime it would come up, you'd be like, well, you'd express yourself and you'd say, you know, don't actually, don't do that. I don't want that, or that's, you'd express how you didn't want to, but I'm getting here that you kind of just avoided it in your mind. um and there's many ways we avoid things. We can avoid things by just kind of redirecting our focus, or we can avoid that. You said, oh, you said I thought he was kidding. Yeah, I was just gonna say you can avoid things by redirecting your focus. You can also avoid things by making a joke out of it. So you maybe thought he was kidding. That makes sense. Okay. So that was avoidance, Sherry, and you were just trying to not, save yourself from these feelings you're feeling right now. Um, Hold on one second. Your son's very free-spirited energy. And your son's also protected. So Sherry, I'm going to let you know nothing bad, nothing. Your son's going to be fine. He's very free spirited, and he also has this protection around him. The Hierophant came out here. That's that card literally talks about, and not only a commitment to a higher power, but it also talks about an alignment with that higher power. And I don't know what your family believes in, what your son believes in, but I personally believe in God, and so I'm going to say I do. The Hierophant to me signifies this alignment with God and the protection of, of that. So of that force, of that power, of that, you know, whatever your higher power is, whatever um, ideas you subscribe to, or what you believe in, or your family believes in, your son believes in. Either way, whether or not he believes in it personally, it does look like I'm gonna say I think you do, and or whatever it is, whatever higher power you do believe in, you're on the right path, and you're how do you say, in alignment with the right type of energy. Your heart's in the right place because this protection is extended to your son. You said you believe in God. Okay. Well, God is watching over your son. You're not going to let anything happen to him. I do see that. Okay. So now you might, it does look like, this maybe, hold on one second. I'm going to see what this is saying. Okay. I don't know what happened in your son's life or with between him and the family, but it does look like he's got this like anger in him, or this resentment in him, and that is the reason that it drove him to here. So in a way, he's trying to. It's like a way to. He's thinking he can process or kind of turn this anger, resentment, this tension, this pain. I'm going to say pain because underneath anger is pain all the time, every time. Anger is a product of, you know, a painful experience when we feel like there's been an injustice or some sort of wrong. It's like, or that we weren't heard or we were misunderstood, whatever it may be. It does look like he said, I think it's because of his father. He's there, but not in his life. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of resentment here, and this is him acting out in that way. He's doing this because he feels like it will provide some sort of structure. It'll provide some sort of discipline. This he feels like it's a honorary choice to do. And I mean, it does provide those things. At the same time, there's a lot that people, I mean, like, I don't know if he would, at this time, we don't know what the future holds with, the way the global economy, I'm sorry, the global, stage is. And we can only hope for the best, but, the things are pretty chaotic at this time in the world. And it is what it is, unfortunately. I do see your son being protected, though, so you don't need to worry about that. And I do see him being able to release some of this pain, this anger. It does not work, though, in the way that he thought it would. He doesn't actually, he's going to come to find that that actually didn't address it to the core in the way that he needed. Okay. As for you, Sherry, you're going to have to go through the motions and come to you're in the grieving, you're in the stages of grieving right now, the stages of grief. And so there's many stages to this, and it is a process that unfortunately you cannot speed it up. There's no way around it. The only way out is through, and you're just going to have to give yourself the patience and the grace to feel how you feel. Try and talk to somebody. Try and I'm sure there's many online forums you can go of mothers where their sons go to the army, and you can find so many things and so many people to talk to and kind of get that reassurance, and kind of just, it'll make you feel heard, it'll make you feel understood, it'll make you feel like you're not alone. It'll also give you hope. But you got to go through these stages, okay? Until you reach acceptance, because it does, well enough that there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. I know ultimately how you feel is that you want your son to be happy, and if this is what he wants to do, and this is what he's saying, this is what I want to do, this is my goal, I'm really passionate about it, that you want, then you ultimately, no matter how much you don't like it, you want that for him. You want him to follow his goals. So that is ultimately deep down how you feel. Here's the light at the end of the tunnel, though. Illumination. Something does happen for your son here. He has this sort of awakening. It doesn't work out in the way he wanted, and his original, like, these feelings, they come to the surface, and they got brought to the surface, but he sees that it's not, he can't heal them in this environment. But it does provide the framework for when he does return. There's a reintegration or reintegrating that is very, how do I say, rejuvenating. Something gets healed. Something gets healed in the family unit upon return. Okay. Right now, that's all that's really coming out. Um, yeah, it just, yeah, that's all I'm getting. So ultimately, this has a it has a good outcome. I would say that there's nothing to worry about here that's detrimental, but other than just taking care of your own emotions, taking care of the addressing those things, expressing yourself, and honoring that, not avoiding it, um because feelings are like air bubbles inside of us, and they bubble, and we're water, right? We're all made of water. So when there's a bubble inside water, it needs to go to the surface to pop. Otherwise, it's just somewhere in there. And then, if you've ever shaken a soda up or anything, it's like what happens when there's so much air bubbles in a closed space, like it, will burst. So that's essentially how our emotions work. You need to allow the air bubbles to come to the surface and to pop and to open. And so expression and allowing yourself to feel. A lot of the times we avoid feelings by intellectualizing them. We'll think so deeply about, like, the why of a feeling, and and we'll bring our mind to the space where our body should be in charge. I always say it's like you're calling Verizon to pay your T-Mobile bill when you're checking in with the head in for matters of the heart. When you're checking in with the head for matters of the heart, it's like you're calling the wrong company to pay your bill. And it's like the mind does not know. That's why it has to think. The heart knows. And the heart, believe it or not, is the center of like emotion and feeling. Our brain processes that information. This is what I believe. Modern science will not say this for sure. Will not like have scientific evidence to say this, but I personally believe the heart is much more, because think about it. Your brain, someone can go brain dead and you can still be alive. If your heart stops, your brain will stop. The brain is dependent upon the heart. The brain processes all the information, and we have through our consciousness we believe, because we've been taught the brain is the center of processing information, and it's all thinking, and it does all the thinking. Yeah, it does all the thinking, it does all this stuff, but is it the source, like, of these emotions, of these feelings, of our soul, of our life energy, of I believe the heart is the source of that. um Either way, what I'm saying is the heart knows. So stop checking in, stop calling T-Mobile to pay your Verizon bill. Check in with the body, turn the thoughts off, check in with the body, allow yourself to feel more, think less, feel more, and sit, go there. There's this space under, this mental construct we build of the world around us, and, our name and our job and where we live and what we're doing in society and that's all a mental construct. And so outside of that, who are you? Who are you outside of that? You're not Sherry that works at the place and does the thing and that's not who you are. Who are you outside of the mental construct? And that is what I mean by get into the heart, get into the body. So get out of the head where you're Sherry doing this thing, doing this performance, and go into the body, go into there's a space there that is very quiet and still, and that is where you will find your answers. That is where profound, intuitive messages come through. Okay, so try and get in contact with that space. Okay. Yeah, Sherry, you're saying you feel numb right now. So you're in a you're in you're trapped in the mental construct, in the loop, the racing thoughts. You that's And it's leading to this feeling of being stuck, of feeling helpless, of feeling like you're out of control. You're not in control. You can't do anything. You know, you're literally fueling it with your thoughts. So whatever you need to do, unplug, turn off your phone, turn off your computer, unplug, try to meditate, try to get out of the mind and stop that repetitive voice that is just on repeat right now, a broken record going da 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 da, saying all these things. That's it's really important because that is what's fueling it. And so think about what I said earlier, the power of paradox. Okay? And understand that your mind and the way you think and the way you believe really, really, really is what determines your reality. So let me just say, I know we're going over, guys, but I'm gonna just tell a story real quick. Um, one time I did this meditation, and I I don't even know how to describe it. I was laying there and I did this meditation, and I had always heard things like what I'm saying to you right now. I'd always heard things like that, but I didn't really ever fully understand it. And I thought I was doing it, but then this one time I remember I was literally in space. Like I was doing meditation, but all of a sudden, and like I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't like some transition between like, oh, I'm doing a meditation and now I'm in space. No, it's just like here's how I remember it at least. I was in space. I don't know how I got there. I wasn't even thinking about how I got there at the time. I was just literally there. And I was just floating. And I was not in my body. Um, I was totally weightless. It was the most peaceful thing. Um, it was just it was just serene. It was absolutely serene. And then my alarm goes off on my phone. It's like "Meh, meh, meh," and I literally like zapped back almost into my body, like literally almost zapped, it felt like back into my body, like shot down. And I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, I'm in my room. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, I was meditating. I forgot. I forgot I did that. I forgot I had laid down to meditate, to do this like thing. And I was totally having an out of body experience, like astral projecting. I didn't even, it was, and since then I have intentionally found, that's what I was doing. That's what I had successfully turned off the mind and got into the body. And when you get into the body, you get into your consciousness. And that, ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to believe it or not, is not something that is confined to just the body. It is something that is in tune with all. I mean, consciousness is everywhere. It is the only thing that is. So when you get in tune with it, you find that you have no restraints. Um, and it is a profound feeling, I will say that. Either way, let's go on to Sherry. I wish you the best, and I hope that the reading helped. Okay. All right, you guys, we're going to just power through these next three, and then we're going to give you the answers. I wanted to do more, but where's my pen? Hold on. I had a pen. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, so one of these perverted sounding city names is totally made up, and the other three are real. Which one is fake? A, Dick Johnson, Indiana. Um, B, Climax, Georgia. C, Hyman Point, C, Hyman Point, Rhode Island. Or D, Ballplay, Alabama. I'm gonna go with Climax, Georgia. Just sounds fake to me. I'm gonna put B. Climax, Georgia. All right, let's see. Okay, the next one. Oh, thank you guys so much for the comments. I really appreciate you guys as well. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Kim. Kim Lenzer. All right, let's see. Okay, so about 30 years ago, okay, so this is the next one. About 30 years ago, the average house could take up to an hour to burn down. Now it only takes about A, 4 minutes, B, 15 minutes, C, 19 minutes, and D, 30 minutes. I'm going to go with C19. Because, yeah, I'm just going to go with, I don't know why. I'm just going to choose 19. So, about 30 years ago, the average house took up to an hour to burn down. Now, it only takes about A, 4 minutes, B, 15 minutes, C, 19 minutes, or D, 30 minutes. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Okay. All right, last one. To get an equal amount of bacteria, to get an amount of bacteria equal to what's found on your phone. On your phone. That thing you put to your face. To get an amount of bacteria equal to what's found on your phone, you would need A, 10 toilet seats, B, 16 used tissues, C, $23 bills, or D, 6 point, that's such an odd number, I'm so sorry, 6.1 gallons of pee. So to get the amount of bacteria that's equal to what's found on the average person's smartphone, you would need 10 used toilet seats, 16 used tissues, 23 used dollar bills, or 6.1 gallons of pee. Gross, right? I agree. Gross. I sanitize my phone. I don't know in these measurements, in these very odd measurements of toilet seats and tissues and dollar bills, I don't know the exact thing, but I do know that the average person's phone has more bacteria than a public restroom toilet seat. And when I heard that fact, I was like, that's disgusting. And I sanitize my phone every single day. So because of that fact. So ever since I heard that, I've been like, no. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to go with again, these are very odd measurements. I'm gonna go with D, 6.1 gallons of pee. 6.1. Alrighty, let's find out the answers. Your guys' reactions. Okay, let's see the answers, you guys. Mystery Monday. Here we go. You got a fat butt, and you cannot lie. There's a better chance that you will. B, have your intestines sucked out while sitting on an airplane toilet. I'm appalled. I got that one wrong. I said A. Out of all these out of these four options, getting bumped from the flight if you don't fit in the seat, have your intestines sucked out while sitting on the airplane toilet, have a hard time pooping because household toilets are getting smaller, or be naturally smarter. Out of those four things, the most likely thing to happen to you, because your butt is big, is your intestines getting sucked out while you're on the airplane toilet. That's insane. I'm gonna have to fact check this because I don't believe it. But we're just gonna go with what it says. Okay. It says, yeah, anyway. Okay, it's totally possible to die of a broken heart, but which of these is not a symptom? So the choices were A, irregular heartbeat, B, numbness in fingers, D, shortness of breath. I'm sorry, C, shortness of breath, D, chest pain. I said B because it's the only one that didn't have to do with the chest. And it looks like the answer is B. Okay. I got that one right. Okay. Alrighty. B, the answer was numbness in fingers. So you can die of a broken heart, but one of the signs or symptoms is not your fingers going numb. Okay. All right. One of these perverted sounding city names is totally made up, and the other three are real. Which one is fake? A, Dick Johnson, Indiana. What a name. B, Climax, Georgia. C, Hyman Point, Rhode Island. Or D, Ball Play, Alabama. That one's hilarious. Ball Play, Alabama. I said B, Climax, Georgia, but I saw somebody in the comments say, where is it? Coco said, Climax, Georgia is actually a place. Okay, well, I did not know. That was my answer. So I'm going to just mark it wrong because you just told me. But let's see what the real answer is. Okay, Hyman Point, Rhode Island is not a real place. Okay. Hyman Point. All righty. All right, about 30 years ago, the average house could take up to an hour to burn down. Now it only takes A, 4 minutes, B, 15 minutes, C, 19 minutes, D, 30 minutes. I said C. I said C, 19 minutes. Oh my, okay. Whoa, that's crazy. The answer is A, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. The average house, 4 minutes. Wow. Oh, that's really sad. That's really sad, actually. Because that means, like, oh, I'm like feeling like I'm feeling like something about that because could you just imagine? I think that'd be like the worst way to go, honestly. Like they say people who die in fires die from or they pass out from the smoke inhalation first, so they pass out like because they can't breathe before before they like feel like they're burning. So that's in a messed up way, at least like that's better because I just feel like burning alive would just be the absolute worst way to go. I just can't even imagine. Because like I mean I burnt myself like on a stove, and it's like hell no, hell no. That like no, that's got to be extremely painful. Yeah. Anyway, to get an amount of bacteria equal to what's found on your phone, you will need. The answer was A, 10 toilet seats. 10 toilet seats. So next time you're using your phone and you haven't sanitized it recently with like a wipe or some like spray onto a paper towel, some Lysol or something, you might as well just you might as well just walk into the public restroom and go wipe your face on 10 toilet seats because that's what you're doing. So I think everybody's going to go clean their phones right after this broadcast, but I highly advise you do. It was not 6.1 gallons of pee. 10 toilet seats, Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Okay. All right, you guys. Mystery Monday. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you all joining. If I didn't get to you today, please join us on Wednesday. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And just let us know, hopefully Debbie will be back by then. Thank you for joining us, Debbie. I see you in the comments. And yeah, thank you everybody for your support. I greatly appreciate all of you. Have a lovely and safe evening, and we'll see you on Wednesday. All right, bye.